Welcome back to the Simpademic. This is Jason. Got through another Tuesday here. Excited as usual. I'm going to go a little bit off topic on this one, and I also got to start out with some house cleaning items. One in specifically is a biggie. I appreciate everybody's comments on my page, and I've even gotten some episode material off of some of them, and it's obviously comments and likes help the algorithm as far as growing this channel is concerned. However, one type of comment I will never tolerate on this channel is anything that's harassing, insulting, or otherwise insulting or denigrating or attacking anybody. Myself included, as well as anybody else who makes their way into the comment section. What I will do in those situations is I will remove the comment and also block that account from accessing any of my content again. So if you're accessing my content through Twitter X and you say something like this, the link will not work. So if you want to be able to keep seeing these videos, I would highly suggest keeping it respectful, keeping it productive, and keeping it relative. Personal insults and attacks are just not going to fly. I have zero tolerance for that stuff. So with that out of the way, I'm going to go on to my subject for the night here, and I'm going to take a little bit of a different tack. I took one of Billy Ray's shorts and posted it on my Twitter X page, and I'm venturing a little bit into politics on this one, and I'm going to say right now that I was a reluctant first-time Trump voter in the last election. Reluctant because I don't, as an evangelical Christian, I do not think that he particularly meets that the biblical standard of what one is. However, his running mate does, and that's J.D. Vance. And I was he's really the reason why I voted for that particular ticket. Vice presidential elections do matter. I voted for the Libertarian ticket 4 years ago because I wasn't a big fan of Jo Jorgensen, but her running mate was Spike Cohen, and I liked what he said a lot. And in the election pattern before that, I voted for Gary Johnson. And because I lived many years in Colorado, I have a very, very good knowledge of what his track record was as governor of New Mexico. And the left, to me, has gotten a little bit too on the extreme side. There have been a lot of very great Democrat politicians in our history. One who wasn't a very good president, but was a phenomenal man. Of course, he just passed. That's Jimmy Carter at the ripe old age of 100. Was not a very good president, but was a phenomenal negotiator and just the tough as nails person who went to international hot spots, and he negotiated excellently for the United States. And then, of course, what he did later on with Habitat for Humanity, building an organization up to being something just phenomenal. And the picture of him at age 95 with hammer and nails really pictures that man up to a huge, it's a very accurate picture of him. And I appreciate what he did after the presidency. I also appreciated a Democratic governor of North Dakota, which is also another one of my former states. That was Governor Art Link, who did a lot to build a multi-encompassing umbrella of supporters, who was deep enough in his faith to pray for rain in drought conditions in the 1970s, was progressive enough to build the post-secondary education system in North Dakota to what it is today, and was smart enough to have balanced budgets and build the education system on a pre through pre-K through 12 level that, again, endures today. And he wrote a very poignant book about, when the land stands still, talking about the effects of fracking. So this man had mass appeal, was elected to 2 terms as governor of North Dakota, and really only lost because of the 1980 Reagan landslide. So there are people on both sides, and I consider myself in general a centrist. However, what I saw out of Kamala Harris this time around was people just hinging everything on abortion, which, if you ask me, is selective birth control and a tool of convenience. It's for women who do not want to take responsibility, and also pushed by men who don't want to take responsibility, even conservative office holders, Republican office holders who have forced their sexual partners to have abortions just to avoid the responsibility of a child. And this happens pretty much across the political spectrum, but people use this as a way to skirt the responsibility of having a child. And the Democrats held everything on that particular issue, calling it reproductive rights and decrying the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And I don't like to be a rage politician. I don't like rage content on social media. I don't like really being negative about anything. And it was a lot easier this time for me to vote for the Republican. And so I did. And again, I live in an area that's very, very deep red. I mean, I've almost called it crimson pickup truck red area. Trump's Secretary of Defense is from here. He was raised here. And I'm sure he got his eventual political beliefs and convictions from being raised here. Of course, that being Pete Hegseth. And so go ahead and drop it in the comments below. And again, I was raised in a city that is now very purple when it comes to their political inclinations. Of course, being the Houston suburb of Katy. There are very extreme support. There are notable supporters on both extremes. Texas Senator Ted Cruz started high school there. And it's a place where people kind of agreeing to disagree is almost a mandatory requirement, because you have such a blended community of multiple ethnic and political backgrounds. It's a blended city. Probably likely one of the most integrated in the nation. This is how I was raised. But I was not raised with DEI being a primary campaign issue, nor abortion being a primary campaign issue. And this is why I voted the way I did, is because I want something better. I think I've seen it said before that your vote in an election is not a love letter towards your candidate. It is a chess move, and a calculated one, to help you get to what you believe is a better future for our country. And that is how I took this vote. No, I didn't necessarily like the guy personally, but in the grand scheme of things, I wasn't going to vote for somebody who says that they were defending democracy while also being appointed by Hillary Clinton, basically, to be on the presidential ballot after forcing Biden off the ballot. I can't tolerate that kind of hypocrisy. And so that's why I did what I did. So I hopefully you guys understand that, and running a little bit longer than I expected, but hey, it's my channel. I can do whatever I want. Anyway, thank you guys for being here tonight. I'm going to probably go back to my typical material tomorrow night. And again, I appreciate your comments. especially about this subject. Keep it clean and keep it respectful, because I do not tolerate. I have a zero tolerance policy for harassment and personal attacks. So please, folks, keep it clean, stay safe, stay warm. And again, even if you're in the South right now, it's relatively cold where you are, particularly in Southeast Texas and the Katy region. So anyway, peace out. We will see you tomorrow for the Hump Day version.